was a real Chicago weather. And I think that this is the first time we are experiencing the snow in this year. So welcoming the snow, let us begin this discourses, this discussion. And whatever happens outside in the world and outside in this nature, the inside nature is totally different. It is not affected, it should not be affected. So that is why there's a beautiful, this sloka is there. It says that all this that is happening in the external world, in the nature, that is not considered as a bad thing. But that is a bad day for every human life when we cannot remember God. It's a good day for us because we are going to remember the Brahman. And let us begin with this invocation. Om Bhadram Karnevi Srinuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Maksha Bhiryayatraha Sthirai Angai Stuštubhagam Shastanuvi Bashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Shastina Indro Viddhastravaha Shastina Pusha Vishyavedaha Shastinastaksha Arishtanemihi Shastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. O gods, may we hear only good things with our ears. O gods, whom we are worshipping, may we see only good things with our eyes. May we praise you with our body and all its organs steadily, and may we live this life as long as the gods decree. Peace for oneself, peace for the environment, peace for the animal world. May the Indra of ancient fame be auspicious to us. May the supremely rich, all-knowing Pusha, the god of earth, be propitious to us. May Garuda, the destroyer of evil, be well disposed towards us. May Brihaspati ensure our welfare. Om, peace, peace, peace. Now, why we chant? Because we believe there is some good forces are there. And that is the reason we try to invoke them, pray to them, so that their blessings come on us. So that is the reason we always chant the Vedic Shanti mantra. Now here also we are discussing the Prasnopanishad, and we know that 6 young men desirous to know about the truth. They know about the Brahman, they have studied it, they have practiced all that is necessary to know the Brahman, all the austerities, the truthfulness, everything that they have done Even then they were not satisfied. They wanted to know what is real Brahman, so they went to a very famous teacher, Pippalada, and they were asking. But the moment they went to the Pippalada, then he said, see, you have to practice it again with me for 1 more year. I know that you are ready, but still I want to see that you are staying with me peacefully, and then always, all the time, 365 days, you should be concentrated to know this truth. Shukesha, the son of Bharadwaja, Satyakama, the son of Shivi, Saundaryani, the son of Garga, Kaushalya, the son of Ashvala, Vaidarbhi, the son of Bhrigu, and Kabandhi, the son of Katya. They all went, the 6 boys, they went to the Pippalada. Pippalada told them to stay with him for 1 more year. And when that year was over, then the Atha Kabandhi Kattayana Upetta Prapacha. The Kabandhi Kattayana, this boy who is the Kabandhi, he is the son of Kattayana. He came to Pippalada along with his other 5 friends, and he became the mouthpiece of all these 6 boys, and he said, Bhagavan, kuto hava ima praja prajayante iti. Very simple language. He said, Bhagavan, sir, O venerable sir, kuto, from where? Ima praja, all these beings, prajayante, come. Where from these beings come? So he is asking how this creation came into being. Who created? In reply to these questions, the learned teacher people are described in 13 mantras. So in the Prasnopanishad, we find the 5 questions are there. This is the first question, and when he is asking, after that he took 13 mantras, verses from 4 to 16 to describe the creation. The students of the Vedanta know that the first entity to be manifested in this phenomenal universe is the cosmic mind. This is the cosmic mind known as Prajapati, then Brahma, the Hiranyagarbha, also Prana. So these are the terms used in different places. So we are a bit confused if we are not acquainted with this type of terminologies. So we may think, oh, how many creators? There is only one, and that is the cosmic mind. Why the mind? Because every action, that is, because of the thought, behind every action there is a thought, then only the action. There is a planning, then the action. So when we see something is happening, it doesn't mean that there was just accident. No, something also was there behind this. So they say this the cosmic mind was there. We are planning, thinking, and then we are doing. Now today I have to go to the North Shore, the Hindu temple again, and 5 o'clock the Gita discourse. So then they wrote to me, Swamiji, it is snowing, will you be able to come? I told, I have someone, he is very courageous, he will be able to drive, so I can come. And moreover, after this, we are going to suspend these classes for 3 months. So it is better to do this last class. And in the spiritual life, this is very important, the continuity. Once I have taken up, I must continue, do it. So that is the main thing. So I told, I am coming, but if you people can come, and if you cannot come, doesn't matter, I will go sit over there and come back. So this is the planning. Why I am going there? Because This is the part of the spiritual life, this discipline. So after practicing this type of discipline, satisfying Pippalada, when these young boys came and asked this question, Pippalada was very happy. He will be giving the reply. But we know that in the Hinduism, creation means projection. It is coming out of something else previously. So here we find he is the totality of all souls and permeates all living beings, who this cosmic mind, who is also known as Prajapati. That is a very common name. We all know the Prajapati. Then Brahma. Most of the people we know that the creator is Brahma. Then Hiranyagarbha. Only the philosophical students, they know this name. Hiranyagarbha. And also Prana. But for the Prana we think, oh, this breathing, that is the Prana. Because the yoga, they also use the word Prana for the breathing. But the Prana is the creator. And Prana in the Prasnopanishad, he is the most important. They are called as the Devas. The Devata, why? Because they manifest, illumined, that is the Deva. Sura and Asura. What is Sura? That is manifesting. Anything that is positive is Sura. Asura, just opposite, negative, black, dark, ignorance, Asura. So these words that they have used, if we go to the root, the Sanskrit root, we can understand the real meaning of it. So here they called it Devas. So we will come to that. Tasmai sa hovacha. Tasmai sa hovacha. Tasmai means to him. Who? The person who is asking the question. And that is Katyayana. He, the Pippalada, Ovacha, said. Prajapati, the creator, was desirous of progeny, performed austerity. Now, here, obviously, the question will come, if you read the explanation of Shankaracharya and others, the great expounders of the Vedanta, they take up the arguments and then they go on giving the reply. The arguments are coming, Uttarapaksha, Pratipaksha, and then it will go on the debating. Sir, you just said that there was a prana, Prajapati. Who created Prajapati? There must be the creator is also having a creator. So we find over here, then when a doctor is coming, we ask him from which school you have studied. Or someone is coming from which school, then he immediately says from this particular university or this school and that. We can understand, oh, from a very famous school. So that way we always judge. So from where you are coming, that person may be a very learned person, but behind that also is a history. He has learned from someone. So this creator, where from he came, that is the wonderful reply of the Hindus. Here he said, to answer the Shankaracharya elaborated in his commentary on this particular verse, and he wrote, Praja Kama, Praja Atmana, says Srikshu Bai Prajapati. I am not reading the whole this explanation. Kalpadyo Nibritto Hiranyagarbha Srijyamananam. Now the important word he has used, Janmantara Bhabitam Jnanam. So this Prajapati is also having another Janmantara. He was also having another Janma. There's a continuity. This is the secret of Hinduism. First is knowledge from previous birth, it indicates the eternity. Janmantara, Janma Antara, from the previous birth, births after births. Bhabitam Jnanam, this knowledge came from the previous birth. So Hinduism, one of the pillar is this particular theory of Janmantarabhada. So that we are not in this life, whatever we are is the result of the past lives. We cannot see, we cannot understand, so sometimes we say, no, I am not accepting this theory. Whether you accept it or not, it is happening. And that is the reason Swami Vivekananda said, why should we be moral? Ask this question. If I have the power, I can grab, I can enjoy. Why should I have to be? Just because of the state, the police, the administration? I have the power, I can do it. I can grab, I can snatch, I can kill, just for my enjoyment. I can do it. Why should I not? So the question is morality. Why should I be moral? The answer is for your own sake. If you are immoral in this life, you are going to suffer. Maybe in this life or afterlife also. Every action has its result. So here it says the janmantara bhavitam, knowledge from previous birth is indicate the eternity. Then kalpado nibritto hiranyagarbha srijyamananam. In the beginning of this present creation, that means there was another creation. So the fact end of that creation, when it was closing down, so Hiranyagarbha, the creator, in a particular circle, and Prajapati start thinking about creation. The Hiranyagarbha and the Prajapati are the same. But here, the Shankara used the two words. Hiranyagarbha of the past started thinking for the new creation of this creation, and they started thinking in this way. Now the Prajapati, the creator, in a particular cycle, the Vedas do not accept the idea of an absolute creation out of nothing. So this is very important. Sometimes some people, some theories, particularly the Buddhist, a portion of the Buddhist, a section of the Buddhist, they say it is from out of nothing. So obviously something cannot come out of nothing. This is very clear. So Vedanta says from something it is coming. The present manifestation proceeds from the previous cycle, remained in a seed form. One who is highly developed spiritual life leading, if cherishes the desire to become the creator, the God, the Prajapati, and practices contemplation for this goal, may born in the next cycle as Prajapati. Friends, I cannot mention here the mantra of the sannyasa. The sannyasa mantra is based on this. All ashana means bhashana, desire, you have to burn. We light the fire, and one after another, all the desires we have to burn. Whatever is listed, that, and whatever is hidden within your mind, everything, you have to go on giving and giving, burning it. When you are completely free from any vasana, then only you can be a sannyasi. So Vidyat sannyasi and Vividisa sannyasi, there are two. There are some who have already achieved the knowledge of the Brahman, and then they have become a sannyasi. That is a different. And mostly we come to become a sannyasi, to burn our all desires. And when we are sticking to this life regularly, going on telling us that we are sannyasi and we must follow this. I told you in the Uttarkashi, the place where the Hindu sannyasi mainly they live and they go all alone to practice spirituality. Whenever they meet each other, they greet each other, they say, Om Namo Narayana. You are not a human being, you are the Narayana. You are the God yourself. Om Namo Narayana. They greet themselves. And that way reminding each other. And one of our Swami, Ramakrishna Mission Swami is always there like the there's funny things, the jokes and all. So he used to tell whenever he used to meet, not all the time, certainly, hey, why you are wearing this type of dress? The Swami, you are also wearing the same. When first he asked me, I was a little confused. I told, but why? We are a sannyasi. Yeah, that is the thing. Don't forget. Then he would. He is still there, very sick. Now, this the Swamis, this way, they always give the reminder, you are a sannyasi. Wherever you go, whatever you eat, whatever language you are using, whatever dress you are wearing, it doesn't matter at all. It is a thought, constant thought. I am a sannyasi, I don't have any desire except serving the God. Serving the God, that is the desire, that should go on burning within the mind. Otherwise, he cannot be a sannyasi. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it wonderfully is mentioned, Gya, know for certain, Gya sa nitya sannyasi. He is constantly a sannyasi. You, not the eshti, na kangshati. No aversion and no attachment. That is a sannyasi. Whether he has taken the vow of a sannyasa or not, wearing the dress or not, wherever he is, if these two qualities are there. So here the Prajapati, the poor fellow we should say, he was practicing the austerity, spiritual austerities, but at the fag end of that, different type of desires come. And he start thinking that I will be the creator. I will make everything good. Sometimes some Swamis, they think that we should do like this, the world should be like this, why they are not behaving like that. That in the beginning it is all right, but you have to go on thinking, who are you? There are some people are there, but the person who is constantly thinking that I want to be the creator, he becomes a creator. And he becomes in the next creation the Prajapati. So it goes on in that circle. So someone was there, it changes. And also the Indra, the king of God. All the gods are there, he is the topmost, the Indra, but it's a post. It's not permanent, it changes. So that's why this Prajapati, and he to create, awakens his mind, the subtle impressions of the Vedic knowledge acquired in his previous birth, and sets about the task of creation. So this is the creation. Many of the time, many of our Swamis who practice medicine, after joining they say, Swami, I don't like to practice that again, because it is already there within me. So I like to forget that. I like to do something else. They go for very menial job, cutting the vegetables or doing this or that. Very simple thing they like to do because they like to forget those things. Or otherwise, this is very, very difficult. Some of the monks and nuns I have heard, they are telling, I studied the MBA. I know how the administration, etc. Then he is an MBA, but not a monk. So this is the problem. If you become a desirous to become that, so the Prajapati comes. This is the answer. Where from the first creator came? Who created him? None. His own karma. He was a wonderful person, but he had a desire. You know, in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning Mathur Babu. He was the son-in-law of a jamindar. Though he used to manage the whole thing, people used to call him as the Raja, but still he knew that this is not my own property, it is the in-law's property. So obviously, he used to constantly think that if I could become a king somewhere afterwards. He served Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and that was his desire which was fulfilled. Any desire that you are having within your mind and sincerely praying to God, you will get that. That's for sure. And that's why one should be very, very careful about the prayer. That is the main thing. That's why Swami Vivekananda, he himself has composed the prayer song. Every evening we are singing Khandana Bhava Bandhana. So, because we don't know what to pray, so we pray so many things. Whatever comes before us, we pray. And if it is genuine prayer, it will be given unto you. So the effect will be that this man, he went so high, like Mathur Babu, in a small way. After the death of Mathur Babu, Sri Ramakrishna declared he had his hidden desire to become a king. After this life, he will become a king. And his wife, who was the real owner, that lady, Mathur Babu's wife, the daughter of Rani Rashmani, she used to pray, I used to go to Ma Durga and I should serve her. And particular prayer was, I want to do the fanning to Mother Durga. After her death, Sri Ramakrishna categorically mentioned she has already gone over there and her wishes have been fulfilled. So these are the things that sometimes we don't understand, but this is very, very important. The desire, the wishes, the prayers. And this person, he wanted to become the creator, he became the creator. And when the responsibility came, how he created? From his previous knowledge. So it says that he did the tapasya. Tapasya means he imagined how I should do it. All the previous knowledge that came to his mind, that he first created. Now, in the creation, what is there? The object of enjoyment and the enjoyer. So here it says he created the enjoyer. It gave the name sun, Surya. So he, Aditya, Surya, sun. So he first created the sun who will enjoy. What he will enjoy? Objects of. Now we prepare food. Then we invite our friends. After preparing foods, what do we do? Throw it away? So obviously our planning is first create the food, then invite the enjoyer who will come and eat and enjoy. So the creator also, when he was creating, two things he created. And you know, in Indian language, always they give some examples and the symbols, and they say it is the sun. Now we are confused. Why the sun? What sun is going to do? And they give in this allegorical reply, the sun is the enjoyer and moon is the food. If you take it literally, then you won't understand the Upanishad. When we are reading the Upanishad, this is the main thing. We have to understand the sun is the symbol of prana, and prana again is the symbol of Brahman. So who is enjoying? Brahman. What he is enjoying? Moon. And this moon again is the Brahman. So you may all the time before the food we chant Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam. That is the answer. The enjoyer is Brahman, and the object of enjoyment is also Brahman. The way that he is taking also the Brahman, nothing but Brahman, and that is called the Vedanta. One who has become many and just having their sports. Prana is not only like the principle in the individual, it is also the cosmic principle. The prana, the life within us, it is in the cosmic and also. So Upanishad unify the microcosm and macrocosm. Prana, like the principle that pervades and sustains the universe and the universal body, is verily Brahman. And in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad it says, Prana vai Brahmanaha. Prana vai Brahmanaha. That Brahman is nothing but the prana. Sun is very important to explain the creator and the creation. And sun has been given as, now in the first chapter, 5th sloka, they mention, I am not reading the whole thing. First chapter, 5th sloka, it says, Aditya habai prano, Ravi reva chandrama, etc. Ravi means sun, Chandrama the moon. The Aditya habai prana. Sun is indeed the prana. And what is that prana? Prana is Brahman. Here in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, prana by Brahmana. That is Brahman. It's not Brahmana. Brahman. It is not the caste. It is the knowledge, total knowledge. So, Aditya habai prana. And again, in the first chapter, 6th sloka, we find Aditya udayan yat prachin disham pravishati. The sun, when rises, enters the east, and the west, and the north, and the south, and the up, and the down. What does it mean? So this is the little confusing when we read the Upanishad. The modern minds, they're a little confused. Yesterday one lady came, he said, Swamiji, now I am reading the, what's called that, Buddhist scripture. That is very easy. They are translated from the Pali and very simple. And this Sanskrit is very confusing, and that is true to some extent, because if you don't understand what actually it means, nothing to do with the sun lighting different directions. No, that means the prana, the Brahman is everywhere. I can't understand, and I have no right. Of course, I don't have chance also to ask the Rishi why you mention like this. That was the system, the way they used to express. So you know the previously how the English they used to write, then the language is changed, expression changed. So all these things are changing, but the truth is this, prana is Aditya. Aditya means the Surya. And then it is giving the example, it is lighting the east, lighting the west, lighting everywhere. That means the Surya, which is prana, which is Brahman, is everywhere. Again, we find that chapter 1, sloka 7, Sa Esha Vaishyanaro Vishwarupa Prana Agni, etc. Sa, that, Esha Vaishyanara. Vaishyanara means the fire. And fire also the symbol of Agni, of the sun. So this is the little complicacy always we find when we are reading the Upanishad. They are using the different terms to mention the same thing. Here suddenly he mentioned Vaishyanara. Why the Vaishyanara? Vaishyanara means the fire. Fire is also burning, fire is also giving the light, so it is the symbol of the sun. You will find that in Hindu, any function, anything, right from the marriage ceremony, any puja, and the death, the final rites, we always light a fire, maybe a candle, maybe the big fire, always the fire. Without fire, we cannot think. The one gentleman, he came, he wanted to have some program over here. I told, good. We are ready to hire our this auditorium, the 250 capacity. You can hire it. They said, but we will light the fire. No, that is not allowed. You cannot do that yajna over there. Then they are enthusiastic. They like to do it outside, and for that you have to take the permission. I cannot say. Then I suggested you better go to Ganges. All arrangements are there. Without fire, we cannot think of anything. The Hindus means the fire should be there. In the Hindu temple, separately they have made. I went to see that. But why fire? We never ask. We never think. Is it necessary? No. The knowledge is necessary. Friends, we will come to this second slowly, that it says, the sun who is the self of all, and who is the mightiest in all forms, he is both life and fire. He is rising, the sun, it says, sun means the same Brahman. He is the life and fire again. Life means we have the consciousness, and again we have the body. The body and the consciousness both are there within us. It reveals and it consumes. The sun equal to prana, and prana equal to Brahman, and Brahman equal to creator and destroyer. So that is in the first chapter, that concludes in this way. From the 9th verse, people are described about the created being, and he begins in this way. The first chapter, 9th sloka, Samvatsaro vai prajapati tasya ayane dakshinancha uttarancha. Dakshina and Uttara. Now again comes the elaboration in this way, that there are two paths leading back to the source. Now they created. After the creation, what? They will go on continuing over here. No, the opportunity is there to go back to the source. Now, according to your karma, you have come and you have taken this birth. Now again your karma will take you back to the mukti, the liberation, and there are two different paths you have to follow. Then he said, the year verily is Prajapati, the day verily is Prajapati. Like this it goes on. And he said there are two paths, one is southern, another is northern path. Those who perform karma, action without knowledge, go to Pritriloka, and they come back again. The karma that we are doing, we are having the yajna karma, and then so many other things that we are doing, and they say there are two different types of karma. One is Ishta, another is Purta. The Purta Vibhag in India, they say Purta Vibhag, and Ishta and Purta. Ishta means obligatory duties like feeding the animals, feeding the poor, and doing all that type of good work, of course. And the Purta, special services done for the betterment of the public, like the creating the road or the many other things. This is good, but at the same time, why I am doing? That I have to know. Why I am doing this thing? Many people, they are very eager to do this. Some people, they come and say, Swamiji, I don't bother about the philosophy, not about the rituals. I like to serve people. And they go far away places and are serving, helping. Only thing they do not know why they are doing it. So this karma binds them. And they go to the Pitri Loka, and that is the southern path. They have to come back again, because they never could think why they are doing it. And that is the reason again and again we try to say that you must understand why you are doing this. Now you remember from the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he went to meet that Saga. Saga was a great philanthropist. He used to help people, and he did wonderful job over there. Now, when Sri Ramakrishna went there and talked to him, and he told, you are doing wonderful job, but why? Vidyasagar told, because I feel pain when I see that a calf is not getting the milk from the cow, and that milk is coming to the human households, and we are drinking. I stopped drinking milk. Emotion. And he said that when I find a person is drawing a rickshaw, we call, as a hand pull, person is pulling, I don't go in that. Emotion. When I find that somebody is suffering, I go and help him. But why? Sri Ramakrishna asked. I don't care, he said. After coming back, Sri Ramakrishna commented, he has a wonderful heart, he has a feeling, but only doesn't know there's a very costly jewel is hidden within that, but he couldn't find this. The same work we are doing. Swami Vivekananda Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he introduced the Karma Yoga, the third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Why this Karma Yoga? Understand why you are doing and be free from the bindings. That's all. Do, of course. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. In Bhagavad Gita it says, you must do that work intently every moment, but the result you should give it to me. Then you are free. Or otherwise, Dakshin Loka. And what happens in the Dakshin Loka? Spending some time with your ancestors, you have to come back. Again you have to start the same life. Again up and down, joy and sorrow. And then again going back to the same. But there is another, they say, that northern path that leads to the Devas. So there he is mentioning Nishkama Karma, the performance of unselfish work that leads to Devaloka. Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, everyone is again and again introducing this thing, that do the work, loko hitartha karma. Loko hitartha karma. For the betterment of the humanity, you do the work. But without any attachment, then that will lead you to the northern path and you will reach to the Devas from where you need not to come back. The human being, the part of the creation manifested out of Brahman, now because of two different ways of thinking, perform work in two different styles, systems. One is Sakama, another is Nishkama. Performance with desire and result is rebirth. Performance without desire, the result is liberation, mukti. What we need to do to go back to the Brahman, the source, in the 10th verse in this Upanishad suggests, Athottarena tapasa brahmacharyena sraddhaya vidyaya atmanam annishva. In the 10th verse, the people are said in the first chapter, Atha, to seek the self through, you must seek the self. Here in the Upanishad, they are not talking about the God, they are talking about the Atman. So say, you must try to realize the self, the Brahman. The self and the Brahman are the same. So, try to seek the self, the Brahman. How? Then it says, tapasa, austerity. What is tapasya? What is this austerity? To keep the mind steady always, every time. That is called tapasya. The mind is going here, mind is going. At the time of trying to meditation, that is the only problem for those who are trying to meditate. So I'll be going and giving a talk for 40 minutes on yoga. I don't know what I'm going to do. I never practice yoga. And you can see that I never practiced. That is true. So this the yoga, over that 40 minutes, this yoga is having again another path. That is called meditation. Union with the God. How I am becoming united? With the bodily? No, mind. And when the mind is constantly conscious about the God, and I am keeping always myself alert about that, when I am sleeping, when I am roaming, then that is called the tapasya. In a Bengali song it says, and a wonderful way it wrote, that when you are going round the city, think that you are going round the Mother, the Divine Mother. You are going on. In the temple, if you go, you will find the deities are there and they go around. Similarly, wherever you go, you think Mother is there, the Divine Person is there, God is there, Self is there, I am going. When you are eating, think that you are feeding the God. When you are sleeping, also feel that I am sleeping on the lap of the God. So that way, constantly, every action that you do, if you are keeping your mind touched with that God, that is called tapasya. Then brahmacharyena, that is chastity. The mind should not think different type of thoughts which takes us to the body level. When it goes to the body level, then it becomes breaking up the tapasya. And that is the reason when the Swamis, many of the Swamis, if you see, here it is difficult because they always try to follow, when you are in Rome, behave like Romans, so we behave like Romans. So, not Americans, sorry. So at the, when we are here, we always follow like that. But the thing is, in India, if you go, some of the Swamis, you invite them, you have prepared wonderful dishes, 4 or 5 different dishes. Swamiji, this is this, this is. Then he will say, okay, give it, give it, give it. Then he will make it the whole thing one and then eat. He wants to eat, but he don't like to enjoy the food in that way because he may be bound by that. Of course, in Ramakrishna Mission, we don't follow in this way. So all this physical tapasya that you do, we try to do the mental tapasya, not to hurt others, not to think badly, think anything about others, etc. So this is called tapasya, brahmacharyena, then sraddhaya. Sraddhaya means the faith. There is God. That is the faith. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, I am giving you my word, there is God. Anyone can see God, anyone can talk to God. Only believe it and practice it, that's all. Only believe it and practice it. We believe everything. When a person is writing in the newspaper that someone went and to get the money from the bank, but in the line he fainted and died, whether it is true or not, we are believing it. Because in the newspaper, and this is happening, we are believing it. What are the gossips? All these just created things, we are believing that. We like to believe that. We believe so many things, but we don't like to believe that there is God. What is the harm? So many things you are believing, also believe this, there is God. And the God is looking at you. That is called the Jagannatha. And that if you go and see the Jagannatha in Odisha, they don't have any other God except that Jagannatha. This Jagannatha is not having the hands or the legs, not even the eyelids, only 2 big eyes. Why? Watching. He's not doing anything, only watching you. So that Jagannatha is watching me. If I am understanding that, I will be moral. And I will constantly think, oh no, I should not do it. And nowadays, to some extent, the part of Jagannatha is the cameras. They're hidden everywhere and they are watching. So I saw that advertisement, they are telling, whatever you do, do with a consciousness because someone is watching you. Because from the corner, the camera is, when our friends, they were asking me to keep some cameras here and there because of the... So anyway, that cameras are watching and I am alert. I go to the shop, I feel like taking it, but I don't know where the cameras, so I give it. But okay. I restrain myself because of that camera. Someone is watching me. And similarly, if I think that God is watching me, I will be very moral, always alert. And that is the way it says, tapasa, brahmacharyena, sraddhaya, then vidyaya. Understanding thing properly and then accepting it. So vidya means the knowledge. Without the knowledge, why I am doing this, I do not know. After a few days, we will forget that. We will never like to do that. But if you understand and do, then you will always get the joy. I am proceeding, I am going to the goal, I am reaching over there. That is the thing, always. So they say, etasmat punana avartante esha nirodhaha. Etasmat puna na avartante. In the 10th verse of the first chapter, it very clearly it mentions, if you are practicing this With these 5 things, tapasa, brahmacharjena, sraddhaya, vidyaya, atma anneshana, you are searching the self with these 4 things, discipline, then what will happen? When you become successful with the knowledge, if you are successful, then etasmat, thence they do not return. Puna na abartante, puna again, na abartante, they come back to the circle. Isha nirodha, this is the path of the jnanis, those who practice knowledge. This is the path for them. In the 11th, again, 11 to 15 verses, Upanishad teaches how a householder can lead a righteous life and describe the process of rebirth. And the householder, they have many other responsibilities. How they will practice that? They have given very clear instructions over there. Whatever you do, if you do in this way, then there is no problem for you. You will also get the Brahma Loka, the liberation. And then, how to reach the Brahma Loka? It says, Teshamaso birajo Brahma Loko, na yeshu jimham anritam, na maya cha iti. The stainless world of Brahma. Stainless world, there is no other thing except that. And then belongs to those to whom there is no crookedness, no falsehood, no deception. Bhagavan Buddha, when he saw the Hinduism, and that time it was full with all these things, the more becomes the old and all different defects come. Now we are having problem with our houses, cottages in Ganges. Water is coming, water is dropping, these and that. Why? Very old houses. I heard that is nearly 40 years old. So naturally it needs the repair, constant repair, etc. And this is a new one comparatively, no problem. So obviously anything new, it will be all good. And when it is very old, the 10,000 years old, the Hinduism, so obviously so many bad things also came. And then Bhagavan Buddha came and he wanted to do some repair, we can say, for the Hinduism. And he said, why you are thinking constantly about the rituals? Ritual is the secondary part, but main is the knowledge. The Buddha is the knowledge. He said, Atma Deepo Bhava. But then the followers of the Buddha, and of course some of the Hindus, they forced them and they also wanted, they made a different channel and they say, we are different. What difference? Swami Vivekananda said, Buddhism is the rebel child of Hinduism. We find Christianity, but when he became very famous, our Jesus, he went to a synagogue, that is the temple of the Jews. And then when he saw over there the people are selling religion, they are telling, if you want this type of protection, you pay this much money or do this, and always if you go to any Hindu temple, you will always find. First they will try to understand how much money you are having, then that type of treatment. Sir, please come, touch over here. Ramachandra came and stood here, give 10 rupee. And Ramachandra and 10 rupee, what I am going to do with the Ramachandra stood? Then the Lakshmana sat over here, Hanumana. So all these things they will do, that is for only for money. And I told you the story that I heard they are in the microphone, they are announcing, Choti si paap 5 rupiya mein skhalan. If you have committed the small mistake, then by paying 5 rupees, then our Gurudev will make you free. Then usse bada, 100 is the biggest. Because they knew the villagers, they won't be able to pay more than 100. So and so many people in the line, great crowd, they're all going. So I went from the back. I was very curious. So I patted that man and told, is it true that you can? Then he looked at me and understood from Ramakrishna Mission. And Ramakrishna Mission has this hospital over there. So obviously, so they respect the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis. And the first, when he turned, he was ready to fight. Then he saw that the Ramakrishna Mission Swami. Then he came with me to a little distance and said, Swami ji, these people को चैन मिल रहे हैं, हमें थोड़ा पैसा मिल रहे हैं, आप क्यों बीच में आ गए? So we are getting little money and these people are getting satisfaction. Why you are coming in between? So religion, they are sailing. And in the Mahabharata they say, dharma vyapari. So that's the word of condemning that. You should not do that. Religion cannot be in that way sailing. Jesus, when he saw that some people are doing like that, he picked up a stick and started beating them and shouting, don't make my Father's house a business place. Now, Jesus was a Jew. He told that particular place as my Father's house. So if we explain in this way, we will find that it is all the same. Only some people want to have a different channel and we made different names. So here in the Upanishad we find that they say that you will go over there, reach over there. Who? Those who are not having the crookedness. Those who are not having the falsehood, not having the deceptions. That means what? Good character. And in the second question, Vaidarbhi, a Bhrigu family, Bhrigu's son, went to the Pippalada and he asked, Atha hi enam bhargava Vaidarbhi prapacha. And what he asked? 3 questions clubbed in one. He said, Bhagavan, sir, Katteva deva praja vidhayante. How many gods support the body of the created being? Here the God means all the indriyas. So this thing you must have to remember, that when they use the deva means God. But here the deva means that one which is revealing. When I see something, it is revealed to me. When I touch something, it is revealed to me. When I taste something, it is revealed to me. So they gave the name Deva. How many Devas are supporting this body? Katara etat prakashayanti. How many manifest their power through it? And finally, Ka punaresham varishta iti. And who is the paramount, who is the supreme power among these Devas? The third question curved in one, and the Pippala, the teacher, he gave the reply in 12th sloka. In the next day, we will discuss that. How the Pippala is giving the reply. Though we can say the first thing is that we are nothing but Brahman. Why? Because the Brahman has created us. Now, we have the option too. First is, if we are working with desire, if we are having that type of thoughts of crookedness and deceiving people and etc., then we have to come back and suffer in this life again. Maybe in human birth, maybe in some other below. Animals, birds, insects, that type of lives also we can have. But second option is, as because we have got this human birth and the intellect and the understanding and the conviction, then we should try to perform all this work without attachment. I am doing it for the love I do. Better to have a conviction in the presence of God and do it for the God, offer it to God and be free. That is the whole teaching, but it goes in different way. In the second chapter, this Vaidarbhi, his question will be answered by his teacher Pippalada. Let us chant the Shanti and we stop over here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Om, peace to the celestial being, peace to my fellow beings, and peace to myself. Thank you, friends. You will be happy. So, you know that every 3 months we publish that one e-magazine that is called Chicago Calling. And this time also the 3rd December, today is 4th, yesterday we have launched this. You can read online, and also some hard copies are there in $3, you can purchase that. And secondly, on 18th, Ma Sharadamani Devi's Titi Puja will be observed. So please come with your friends. 24th December, that will be 18th Sunday morning from 11 to 12:30, the puja, then the prasad, etc. And 24th December evening, we will observe the Christmas Eve. Please come and also have the prasad. 1st January, of course, I will remind you again, 1st January is the Kalpataru day, the famous day for the devotees. On that particular day, whatever you pray, that is that God answered, the prayer is answered. That is the faith of the devotees, the 1st January. We call it Kalpataru Day. So please come on that too. The fast is 18th.